What's up, guys? I got my Tippmann A5 right here. I'm gonna run it on a 850 psi HPA tank. I just had a crazy issue with my Tippmann Tipex. You'll probably see that video before or after this, or you'll see some sort of post or something. I'm gonna try my A5 with the stock barrel, with the Lion Claw Hammerhead 10-inch barrel, with the shroud or mock suppressor. And I'm going to try the TCR barrel. So this is 11 inches. This is 10 inches without the suppressor. I think the suppressor threads in about right here. So I don't know, it's kind of like a mock. Kind of adds a little bit more FPS, but not too much. It's probably like 12 inches with that suppressor. But this barrel is 10 inches. And then this barrel, I think is like 8 or 8 1/4. It's ported. It's just the stock A5 barrel. I'll probably run these first, shoot like 5 rounds, or I don't know, shoot a few rounds, switch the barrel, shoot a few rounds, switch the barrel, shoot a few rounds, because otherwise because it has a hopper, I'm gonna keep on like shooting, changing ammo, shooting, changing ammo. It'll be weird. So I'll just shoot these, change out the barrels, and then show you Joule numbers and all that stuff. It's kind of cool out here. It's 58 degrees. This has been out here for a while now. 58 Fahrenheit. Doesn't matter because I'm using HPA. 14.5 Celsius. So it's chilly out here. And yeah, I'm just gonna gas it up, and I'll let you know what I'm using. So 2.95 grams, 684 bore size. 3.0 grams, kind of lopsided a little bit. 686, 687 bore size, but they are not perfectly circle. And then I'm going to use T4E quick access balls. These are 3.6 grams, but they're small bore, 680. So I'll be back. Alright guys, I got the lightened Tech T valve spring. I have the stock A5 spring, the drive spring. This is a blowback marker. It has a cyclone feed system, so a little bit of that air gets put into the hopper to spin a little gear in there to make it load. Instead of gravity fed, it has this like little claw thingy in there, and I'll show you what that is probably after the video. But here's the first shot. These are the this is the stock barrel and the Byrna 684 2.95 gram kinetic ammo. 308. I'm not expecting this to be super high. 344. 344. 342. 338. That first shot could have been one of the T4E balls because I was shooting them out of this launcher. I'm going to switch barrels. Alright, now I got the 10-inch barrel on here with the mock suppressor. So that's what she looks like. And see if it goes any higher than 344. The highest I've ever got this A5 to hit with heavy balls and like CO2 and heavy spring and everything was about 28 joules. 342. 342. 338. That's kind of weird that it's lower. 340. 340. So last I'll use the TCR barrel. Alright, this is the magical TCR barrel. Has flutes on the end. It seems to work really good with almost anything I use it on. I have 2 of these barrels, and just making sure it's loaded. This is the same Byrna balls. 344 I think is the best so far. Speed. 320. 358. 352. 354. 352. So I'm just trying to compare the Byrna Pro balls or Byrpro balls with these. Right, you guys, I got the green Byrpro balls in here. I did not see any T4E quick access balls in my catch box. So those random drops in speed were just random flukes, but I got a good average out of them out of the like 6 shots. So I'm back on the short A5 barrel, the stock barrel, and yeah, Byrpro balls. I'll shoot like 6 shots. This tank I'm using is like 850 psi output, and it has plenty of air pressure in it, like over 3,000, like 3,500 when I checked it. So let's see what this does. Got a jam or something. Try that one more time. Oh, I didn't turn on my gas pressure. There we go. All right, gas pressure is on. I had my slide check off. That's a mistake. 344. It's about the same as the Byrna balls for now. 336. A little bit slower than the Byrna balls. 334. 340. So yeah, in the stock barrel, just a tiny bit slower. That one's 10 feet per second slower. 336. 336. I'll try a couple more, but it's probably not going to get better. 332. 332. I'm going to switch barrels. Alright, got the lion head suppressor barrel, 10-inch barrel. It's almost 12 inches with the suppressor, but the inside is 10-inch barrel. I think it's like 6.8, 6 bore size. So let's see if these get stuck. 334. 330. 340. 328. 332. 332. 330. So it's not really going up. Switching barrels. Alright, last barrel with the Byrpro's TCR barrel, 11-inch barrel. I've been told it's like 689 or 690 bore size. There's the Byrpros in there, the green little orbs. And see what this does. These are 3 grams. Pretty sure I mentioned that. So I think 354 was the highest the Byrna's got with this barrel. Random slow one. 350. See if it can stay that way. 344. So across all barrels that I used right now, this one and the stock A5 barrel did about the same speed. Couple high ones like that, but it's not consistently high. 350. 350. So I'm gonna get the T4E quick access balls. Alright, I pulled all the balls out of the box and none of them cracked. They seem fine, but you can see those little imperfections on them. Tiny bit of a seam. Some of them have little nubs on them. And none cracks, but I don't know, they're just cheap, lightweight balls. I don't know, I had to test these more, but not recommending them currently because they aren't that great. But next is these T4E. I'm gonna use all the white ones. Quick access balls. Alright guys, I'm just comparing Joule outputs now. These weigh more than those other balls, so they're not gonna go as fast. And here's the stock A5 barrel. I'm just comparing the Byrpros with the Byrna Kinetics with the 3 barrels and on an HPA tank, so you know that it's pretty much putting out the same pressure. There's not going to be any spikes or anything like that, aside from the valve not opening or closing correctly. I forgot to turn on my air. Air is on. It is pressurized. I'll just do one shot. Alright, here we go. Short barrel, 680 bore size, 3.6 gram balls. The balls are 680. 296, 290, 294, 296, 292, 286, 290. I'm going to switch barrels. Alright, I'm on the mock suppressor hammerhead lion claw barrel, 10-inch barrel, about 12 inches with that suppressor on it. And see what these do. 286, 284, 284, 292, 292, 288, 294, 288. So last barrel. Alright, last but not least, the TCR barrel, 11 inches long, kind of a big bore size. The cyclone feed little symbol right there on the A5. I'll show you what that looks like after the video. So yeah, like I said earlier, this thing doesn't get super high joules, 27 max, where I could put it at. 300, and this is nowhere close to 27 joules. This is probably like 20 or like 18 or something. 300, 302, 300, 302. This might even be like 15 joules. I don't know how much this is. This is not strong. But I'm not running it for strength. I'm just running it to compare those balls. 306, 308, 304. So that is it for this one. I'm going to degas this thing. And nothing bad happened in this video. It's still kind of crazy to me that my Tippx popped. I'll be right back. Alright, so that's it for this one. I'll put joule values and stuff in it. And this was, for the Tippx video, this was at 4100. The back of the valve popped off. And then this was at about, there's only 3 notches in between each 1000 psi. So this was probably around like 36 or 3700 after the Tippx video, and then now it's about 3250, I guess, because each one of those little nicks is about 250. So it's about 250, or I'm sorry, 3250. Because yeah, since every little notch, there's only 3 in between each 1000 psi. So it was, yeah, it was like, it went down about 300 psi. This is a big tank. This is a carbon fiber tank. This holds a lot of air. Doesn't weigh as much. This is what this did. Yeah, like I said earlier, highest I've ever got this to hit is about 28 joules with heavy springs, lightened valve spring, a bolt that has an O-ring on it to keep air going out the barrel, and with this barrel and heavy ammo, like 7-gram alien play balls, 7.2 grams. Usually the nylon balls, they'll hit like 25 to 24 joules. The peak. This is not peak at all. It's cold. If I used CO2, it wouldn't be that great because it's kind of chilly out here. It's not that cold, but I like cold weather. But CO2 is not as good once it gets to like 65 degrees or 20 degrees Celsius, 65 Fahrenheit. Kind of loses some power. So if I ran it on CO2 tonight with the heavy springs and all that stuff to make it hit really hard, it'd probably only max out around like 23 joules, even with heavy ammo and the big barrel and all that stuff. So once again, I'm just comparing Byrna balls with these and with those. And I think these had the higher speed. These were kind of all over the place, even with the different barrels. And I'm not sure what the joule outputs were, but I'm not sure even if there's a difference. It's maybe like 1 joule, just me guessing. But I'll put that in here in the video, and you guys have a good one. See you next time.